Hello, guys. Your guy again, Furo here from Canada. I found something very exciting today, something very interesting, and I'd like to share with you guys. Do you know you can actually think your way to success? And guess what? It costs nothing to think. Thinking is free. I read a story about Mr. Hill. He said something. He said, thoughts are things. Things as in things. Thoughts are things. He didn't stop there. He went on again to say, thoughts are things when backed up with a burning desire, when backed up with focus, when backed up with persistence. And I thought about it for a moment, and then it dawned on me that yes, actually, I worked with these principles, and it actually brought success for me. And right now, today, I'm going to share a life story about how I put this into practice and how it worked for me. And bear in mind, I want you to write this down. He said thoughts are things when backed up with a burning desire. I want you to write burning desire out. When backed up with focus, I want you to write that out. When backed up with persistence, I also want you to write that out. So I'm going to share a life story with you today. Back in 2006, I graduated from the university, and then I waited till 2007 when I went for to serve the country. Like there's that program we do after you graduate from the university, you serve your country for like 1 year. So I went to do that in 2007, and I finally finished in 2008, and I was ready for real life experience. I was ready for the world and all that. But guess what happened in 2008? I don't know if you can remember. There was the global meltdown that was caused by the financial and real estate industries in the US, right? So it was tight that period when I graduated. Things were a bit tough. But at that same time, I had a vision, right? I had a thought in my mind. I wanted to go abroad to have an MBA degree. That was the thought that was in my head at that point in time. And so graduating then, I couldn't finance that. My parents couldn't also finance that too. And it felt very discouraging for me then, because all my friends then, we graduated together. I saw them going to the US, I saw them going to the UK, I saw them going to Canada to do their masters, right? And I felt very bad. I couldn't afford it. My parents couldn't afford it. So what did I do? You know, it was just a vision. It was just something I was thinking about. I want an MBA and I want it abroad because I'm Nigerian originally. I'm in Canada now, but I was born in Nigeria. I schooled in Nigeria. My bachelor's, I did that in Nigeria. So I wanted a master's abroad. You know, so what did I do? I didn't give up. What I did was I went to research. You know, in my researching, what I was looking for was affordable universities abroad, right? I was also looking for scholarship. And in the process of researching, right, I came across 4 different guys that were in the same boat with me. They were in the same shoes with me. They were also looking for scholarships. They were also looking for affordable universities to go abroad and study and do their masters. So we became 5 altogether, and we continued our research. Long story short, we broke through, we got the admissions. We also got scholarships to study abroad. So the first challenge was solved, right? The second challenge we had then was going to the US Embassy to get a visa to travel. Because honestly, having a US student visa then was like hitting a jackpot. So it was kind of difficult and all that, you know. So we practiced the interview questions will be asked in the interview. We practiced those questions. We role played, you know, got ourselves ready. And then the first guy went for the interview. And yeah, he got the student visa. The second guy went. He was successful. He got a student visa. The third guy went. He was successful. He got a student visa. The fourth guy, the same thing. I was the 5th guy. I was the last that went. I went and I was denied that visa. Oh my God. It was like hell broke loose, and I'm like, what happened? What did I do wrong? That kind of stuff, right? I went again the second time, but by the time I was going the second time, all my friends, those 4 guys, they had all traveled to the US and started studying and all that stuff. So it was just me. So I went the second time. I didn't give up. I didn't quit. I went the second time, and I was still denied that visa. And worst of all, during that period, I had an issue with my girlfriend then, and then we split, and that really broke me down. It broke me down for like 2 weeks. But on the third week, I just heard something whisper in my ear saying, you need to have a burning desire. And so I stood up. And I changed my strategy. And so I started looking for a job, a very high paying job. And the problem then is, because of the meltdown then, there were no high paying jobs. It was difficult to get jobs even that period, right? And most jobs you get for a fresh graduate like me, they would pay you about 120,000 naira to 150,000 naira. For someone like me, I was looking for a job of 400,000 naira. And I remember vividly my older brother looked at me and he said, you really don't know what you want in life. And you won't blame him, because everything showed that, yes, I mean, fresh graduates, 120 to 150,000 naira, that's what they were earning then in Nigeria. With the meltdown, it was very difficult to get a job and all that stuff. Companies were not hiring. So you won't blame him for making that statement, But I didn't let that discourage me. I continued, and lo and behold, I got that job. And the job I even got, there were some months, because I worked very hard in that job. I worked very hard. I got my incentives. I got my commissions. There were some months on that job that they paid me 500,000 naira. Some months they paid me 800,000 naira. Some months they even paid me 1 million naira, right? That was big money, And so, yeah, I continued working there. And then for a young man like me then, having that kind of money can be a distraction, right? Because then what people would do would be like partying, womanizing, but pay attention to what I'm going to say next. I did not lose my focus of going abroad. I did not lose my focus. I persisted. I got the job. Now I did not lose my focus. So what did I do? All those things that I know would make me lose money, like partying and womanizing and all that kind of stuff, right? I avoided all those things, even to some extent that some of my friends even cut off from me, because I wasn't seen as a happening guy. I was seen as, in Nigeria, we call it Jew man. I was seen as a Jew man, right? And long story short, I was successful and I got an admission abroad to go and study an MBA in 2015. I studied and I graduated in 2016. And when I graduated in 2016, I looked back and I said, indeed, thoughts are things, And I want to encourage you today. This is a true life story I shared with you now. And I want to encourage you today. Think your way to success. Dream big dreams. Do not relent. Imagine big things. Do not relent. Stay focused. Remember, persist. Have that burning desire, and it will surely come to pass. I worked on these principles and it worked for me. And I believe if you work on it, it will also work for you. I don't know if someone needs to hear this, but I will encourage you to please, if you like this video, I would encourage you to subscribe, because I'll be sharing more content for sure. I would encourage you to subscribe. I would encourage you to like it. And I'll also encourage you to share it, because there might be someone out there that needs to hear this thing. There might be someone out there that needs to make that move. There might be someone out there that needs to stay focused in achieving his or her goal. So that's why I encourage you. And in my next video, I'm going to be sharing the exact steps, step by step, that Mr. Hill taught me. I'll be reading it out to you, and I'll be sharing it with you guys that he taught me. And I put it into practice, and of course I succeeded. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.